All right, today we're going to dig into a massive billion-dollar deal that pretty much everyone in the market completely missed. And believe me, this is a move that could fundamentally change how money moves around the globe, and it's all happening right under our noses.
While everybody's eyes are glued to the ETFs, Bitcoin prices, and the latest meme coins, Ripple has just quietly made one of the most strategic moves of the entire year. Something absolutely huge is happening just below the surface, and most people, well, they're not even looking.
And that really brings us to the core question here. Is this latest billion-dollar acquisition by Ripple just another boring corporate buyout, or is it the first quiet shot in a much, much bigger financial revolution? Let's dive in and find out.
Okay, first things first, let's just break down the news itself. This wasn't some flashy front-page announcement, but wow, the implications are just enormous.
So the headline is this: Ripple shelled out $1 billion to buy a company called GTreasury. But listen, this is so much more than just a purchase. It's a crystal clear signal that Ripple is shifting into a whole new phase of its strategy, a phase that could have massive, and I mean massive, implications for XRP.
Now, to really wrap your head around the impact of this deal, you have to understand exactly who these two companies are. This is a story of an old guard, established giant meeting a next-generation integrator.
So on one side, you have GTreasury. Think of them as the establishment. I mean, they're a trusted, go-to tool for huge Fortune 500 companies. We're talking names like Volvo and Subway to manage their cash. And then on the other side, you've got Ripple, the integrator, whose whole mission is to connect that new blockchain tech with the traditional financial world.
And the scale here, it is absolutely staggering. GTreasury handles over $12.5 trillion in payments every single year. They work with 13,000 banks, and they're SWIFT certified. These guys are a core part of the actual plumbing of corporate finance. And Ripple, well, they just bought the keys to the whole building.
So what's the play here? What's the strategy? Well, it's not about attacking the old system. Nope. It's about changing it from the inside out. And this quote just captures it perfectly. Instead of trying to tear down the walls of traditional finance, which is what a lot of people think crypto is about, Ripple is using compliance and partnerships to just walk right in the front door with the keys in hand.
The whole strategy really breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, you integrate with what's already there. You don't try to replace it. Second, you connect directly to all that existing infrastructure. And third, you become so essential from the inside that you basically become the new standard. It's evolution, not destruction. It's brilliant.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit and see how this one acquisition fits into Ripple's much larger vision. Because this isn't just one move, it's a critical piece of an entirely new financial ecosystem they're building.
This is where it all starts to click. Think of GTreasury as the dashboard, the screen that a CFO looks at every single day to manage their company's cash. But now, underneath that familiar, friendly interface, Ripple can plug in its incredibly powerful new engine. They can start offering access to tokenized assets through their other acquisition, Hidden Road, or provide instant cross-border payments with on-demand liquidity, and it's all running on the XRP ledger. They're literally building a digital brain for corporate finance.
And what's the end goal of all this? It's something called the liquidity economy. Just imagine a system where a treasurer at a huge company can move capital anywhere in the world, instantly, 24/7, with no locked-up cash and 0 intermediaries. That's the world this whole ecosystem is being built for.
So we really shouldn't just look at this as another business deal. You have to place it in its proper historical context. What we're seeing could be the next major evolutionary step in the entire history of commerce.
I mean, this timeline really puts it all into perspective, right? You had double-entry bookkeeping back in the 1400s, which changed everything. Then the SWIFT network in the 1900s, another revolution. The argument here is that combining blockchain with these real-world treasury systems is that next great leap forward for global finance.
You can think of it like electricity. At first, it was just a strange curiosity, a niche technology. Then, over time, it became an absolutely essential utility that powers everything. Well, blockchain is on that exact same path.
It's moving from being a test bed to becoming a foundational technology for the entire global economy.
Okay, so this is the big one. Let's connect all these dots back to the digital asset at the very heart of this entire system, XRP. What in the world does this huge acquisition mean for it?
Now I know some people might say, but wait, they didn't even mention XRP in the announcement. But that's completely missing the point. Ripple's entire business model, everything they build, is built on the XRP ledger. It's the bedrock, the foundation for this entire financial ecosystem.
And just look at the pattern here. This isn't a one-off move. We're talking 3 major acquisitions in 2025 alone: Hidden Road, Rail, and now GTreasury. This shows a clear, aggressive, and incredibly well-funded strategy to build out this new financial plumbing from the ground up. So, the crucial takeaway, the thing to remember, is this. The real value isn't in the hype or the market noise, it's in the utility. The whole goal is to make these new, super-efficient rails the default way for institutions to move trillions of dollars. And when that happens, the market will finally have no choice but to reflect the true utility of this technology.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We always expect revolutions and big changes to be loud, messy, and chaotic. But maybe, just maybe, the most profound revolutions don't start with a bang at all, but with a quiet, carefully planned billion-dollar deal.